Hello. In this session, we want to learn about internet, how internet works, and also later look at APIs that are used to connect the database and the application or two applications, making them work together. So for me to start with uh, the internet, I'll try to use some electronics. Let me use this card where I'm going to call this PC1 or computer one, and then let's say that we have so many computers that will be PC2, and that would be PC3. So let's say that I want to send an email from PC1 to PC2 or to PC3. So of course, if it's only two computers, you can just put like a physical connection between these two devices, and you can communicate or you can use any other way. But imagine in a scenario where you want to share information to 10,000 people. Let's say Google want to send an email to all Gmail users. How do people do it? So of course, me trying to say that, I'm trying to explain a global connectivity of devices. So don't limit yourself to computers, think of printers, think of servers. Let's make something like printer 2. We call this one printer 1. Yeah, try to imagine different servers, different devices, and also let's call this one a server, and another server. So we want, uh, this is just a representation of so many devices, but we want these devices to communicate to each other. One device might be in Europe, another device might be in Africa, in different locations of the world. What is going to allow them to communicate to each other is something called internet. So for me, if you ask me what is internet, I'll define it as a global connectivity of these devices, computers, servers, printers, so many electronics. When they are connected together to share information, that's what they are connected by internet. So being connected by internet, it means that there is someone who is going internet service provider who is going to be like at the central point where all of these devices are going to connect to, for them to start to establish communication. So I would just put some arrows to show that they will have to to connect to the ISP to communicate. And just a few seconds. Yes. So all of these devices are going to communicate to each other through internet. So this internet service provider is also going to buy access. Is going to get access from internet backbone, and are going to also send the access to different clients. And the clients can communicate to each other without any other like intervention from any other party. So of course, nobody owns internet and nobody controls internet. If you ask yourself who controls internet, the person who controls internet is the person who feeds information to internet, like the end user. They can control. They can choose to go to go online, or they can choose to be offline. So that's how you can control and limit internet. So after looking at an explanation of internet, you would ask yourself, how does internet work? To explain how the internet work, I would just do it in five steps. This let's say let's call this we call this step one. Step one. In step one, in step one, in step one is where like devices are going to connect to internet. This is where all these devices were trying to connect to the internet to access each other. So devices connecting to internet and connect to internet through a modem, through a router, through something else. All of this is step one. Step one. Call it step one. So after step one, after creating, after connecting to internet, there is going to be a step two where when I connect to internet, what the first thing do? I go to my browser, web browser. It could be Chrome, it could be Safari, it could be Brave, it could be any other browser. So you go to browser and you send a query. Query, this is just like a request. Take it as anything that you want to get, just anything, any question that you're asking. That's the second thing that you do. So after sending your query, what is going to happen is when you send your query, the browser, the routers or the browser, that's step three. Step three, browser is going to process the query and assign IP address and other transport protocol. This is to make sure that after assigning this IP address will be matched to a database or a server that has the information that is related to your query. So it processes that, assigns IP address, assigns all other protocols, and then after doing all of that, the next step, which is step four, the browser the browser is going to send an HTTP request. This is a request that is sent to a server that has information that is relevant to what you're looking for, asking, can you provide this information the client is looking for? So there comes step five, the fifth step. Step five, um, the the server is going to provide to look at the request and then send an answer to your query or request. So sends a request to you. So after sending a request to you, what is going to happen? The request will come, but it is going to be sent in packets. You know, like for a message for a message to move faster, it's going to be broken down into so many small parts that will be sent, and then when it reaches to your end, that's step 6. The router from your brow, browser is going to put all the packets together and tra- transform transform them into a message. So it's going to transform these packets into a message that a computer can interpret. So like these packets are sent, they are coded in like in their own way. So a computer is going to interpret them in binary system that a computer can be able to read and interpret. So you see, like 6 steps, so many steps, so many things working together, but you cannot believe that this happens in almost like in no time. You just type in your browser and then it doesn't even take a second until the request is already there. So you normally don't, we like people, the final users, we don't see how it happened. We only see it coming instantly, but that's the power of internet. So it works so fast so that in just no time it provides you an answer. So that's what you can call internet and also how it works.